Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Xiang Cao, the CEO of a company called Wonder Painter. That's the name of the product. Thank you for joining us, Xiang.
Thank you, Brett.
What is Wonder Painter?
Well, Wonder Painter is this novel technology we created, and it basically turns anything alive. And what I mean by that is we can take a photo of anything you draw or any object you find around you, like a toy, or even a photo of yourself. And in the instant, we turn that into an animation or a video, so that it literally looks like whatever you take becomes alive on the screen.
And it's using, I guess it's akin to what we commonly call augmented reality, right? AR?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of a in a broad sense of AR, in the sense that we actually take elements from the real world, from the reality, as I mentioned, like drawing people or objects, and turn them into a virtual media. So in that sense, AR usually refers to whenever you mix the two together. And so we take elements from the reality and use that for to express the creativity of the user. Then the user can really see their creativity expressed through whatever they found around them. And we use that to turn into much more interesting forms, like interactive stories, games, etc., etc.
Well, step us through the process here. You're working primarily with partners, right? Companies that want to use your technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. Well, the mission of our company is really to use technology to help everyone, every user, to get their creativity into interesting stories. And when we work with our business partners, for example, educators, advertisers, they usually have interesting story they want to tell. But for their audience, if they're using our technology, the audience, instead of watching a video or animation passively, just sitting there and accept it, instead they can actually create elements in the story themselves. For example, if we talk about a hero that's in fighting some villains in the story, they can actually draw the hero themselves, or even take a photo of themselves that turn themselves into the hero, so they can actually watch themselves or their creations as the main character at that story. And because of that, it feels very, 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 very interactive. They feel like they're part of the story, so they're much more likely to actually finish the story and watch it multiple times, and much more likely to share the result with others. So in that sense, we're not only giving the audience a very fun experience, but we're also helping whoever that is publishing that story in the first place to get a lot more exposure for them.
And is this available for consumers themselves to play with?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have several demo apps on the iOS App Store that you can already download and experience. You can just search for Wonder Painter, Wonder Painter Theater, or under a few others. We also have a web version they can experience directly through the web link. So these are for the consumer to get a sense of what it feels like to play with Wonder Painter. But in general, as I said, our company is a technology enabler. So using our technology, using Wonder Painter as an interactive media form, we have actually helping actually a lot of business partners to get their content around. One example would be LG in Korea. They actually, based on Wonder Painter technology, they launched a whole interactive TV or IPTV service in Korea that kids at home, they can draw characters in the fairy tale. They can take photo of their parents on the screen on the screen of the phone, and they can see the resulting story on the TV. And the fun part is that even the same story, when it's played by 100 different kids, it will become 100 different versions. It's really very, very personalized experience.
A lot of fun. So, how did this come about? What's your background? How did you wind up doing this?
Well, I myself, I came from a technology background. I actually studied human-computer interaction, um, and I did research in that field for actually more than 10 years. I used to work for Microsoft, work for Lenovo, and also I did my PhD in human-computer interaction in University of Toronto. And the whole idea of human-computer interaction is to create technology, but not for the technology per se. We really create technology to help people to have a better experience with computers. And in our particular case, we want to use technology to give them the interesting experience with creativity. Well, that kind of relates to the background, to the other side of my background as well, the background of my team, is that in addition to loving technology, we're actually all kind of amateur artists ourselves. And I, for one, I like drawing since the time I was a kid. I like play music, and a lot of our team members, be them programmers, designers, um, salesperson, they all like creating interesting stuff, like drawing, like making animations, taking photographs, and all those backgrounds actually contribute well to our understanding of how creativity can be difficult for everyone, and how we can use technology to make that much easier.
Terrific. So once again, where do you want to take this? Where are we going to see your technology being used?
Mm-hmm. Right. So our technology is really kind of a value adder to basically any industry, any market related to content, right? Whenever you want your content to get a better exposure to your audience, that's where our technology can contribute. Well, content industry is kind of a broad sense, right? I mentioned LG for their interactive TV. We also worked with games, for example, Baidu, which is one of the main internet companies in China. They actually launched a kind of a interactive game in their mobile app, where the players can create interesting characters by drawing on the screen, and you will see those characters coming to life. So game is obviously another good example of a content industry. Education, another good example. For example, we worked with one of the major education companies and they are using that in interactive English classes. So in the class, when a student says something, for example, I want a coffee, I want a juice, and they will see actually photographs of themselves doing whatever they are saying. So by doing that, by seeing themselves performing what they said, that you get much better grasp of what those sentences mean. Advertising, another interesting example. So for example, you can, for example, within any web page or within any social network apps, you could be either draw something, take photo of your toy or even yourself, and see that as a spokesman of whatever product the advertiser may be. We want you to see. So instead of just watching a boring advertisement, I'm actually seeing myself performing that. So I'm much more likely to actually enjoy the advertise, and even share it. So all those are interesting examples of how we can at the same time give a much more interesting experience to the audience, but also give add value to whoever is publishing that content.
So there's a lot of technology going on behind the scenes, obviously, but in the end, what the user is seeing is engaging and really fun at the same time.
Exactly. Interactive, personal, and everyone is participating. It feels like you're not only the consumer of the content. It feels like you are cooperating with the author of the content, and you're co-creating that result.
Terrific. Once again, it's called Wonder Painter. And any tips? You mentioned going into the Apple store and taking a look at the App Store and searching for Wonder Painter. Are there other places people can go to check you out?
Well, you're all very welcome to visit our website, which is wonderpainter.net. There are a lot of interesting demo videos there. You can see also business cases. How we are working with partners like LG, and also you can see how our Wonder Painter technology can be used in different industries, like marketing, like games, like education and content publication. Well, getting that all together, we are, as I said again, our goal is to invent new technologies to help everyone get their creative ideas out, and at the same time help our business partner to get their content a lot more exposure. And all that is based on our a lot of years of technologies in computer vision, computer graphics, machine learning, and human-computer interaction.
Well, Xiang, congratulations on what you're doing there, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Fred.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love Crane.